Anything right now?
All right, here we are. I hit the record button. Here we are. Coming out right from the last episode into this one.
I wasn't ready. Oh no.
Please, you're wearing the same exact shirt that you were in the last episode. Queer and antisocial.
Queer and antisocial. I mean, that's the only thing you need in life.
You are a social butterfly. I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe like a moth. I would.
A social moth?
Oh my god. Wait, you know that pink moth?
A pink moth? Mothra?
It's yes, Mothra. I love moths. It's called the rosy maple moth. If anyone wants to like brighten up their day, just look at the rosy maple moth. It looks like cotton candy.
All right, we're gonna go look
Beautiful.
at it. We're gonna go look at it. Rosy maple moth. Let's look at it. Oh. Ah! Slay. Oh, it is beautiful though. Wow, that's amazing. Everyone go. I'm gonna name this podcast episode the Rosy Maple Moth.
And then like entomologists are gonna get so hard because they're gonna be like, oh, they're talking about my favorite insect.
As this is not even the topic of this podcast episode.
I know.
All right, so hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of What Do the Gays Think? What do I usually say when I intro us in? Oh yeah, I introduce you.
I don't know.
I introduce you. Today with me, I have I said luxurious already, but I don't have any more compliments. Today with me, I have the queer and antisocial Pat. How you doing, Pat?
Yeah. So original. Just the most original thing you could have said about me.
I mean, listen, I just saw your shirt and I went with it. You know, gotta be that way.
I'm starting to get hungry again.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go order some Uber Eats or some DoorDash, you know?
Why would I pay for the upcharge? I'm not rich like you.
Hello?
You're rich.
Rich? Oh my god.
Oh my god. No, I'm just gonna have some leftover pasta probably. Anyway, how are you? How are your anal fissures doing?
Stop talking to me about my anal fissures. Stop telling our podcast about my anal fissures.
Is it gaping? That's what I really want.
My doctor said I might need stitches. I don't know.
Shawn Mendes' stitches was really about his anal fissures.
He'd definitely be needing stitches. Can we stop talking about anal? This is the second episode we brought up anal fissures. I swear to God.
And next week I'll be talking about it again.
All right. The topic of this episode. So we're here, we're queer, and we've been in the Biden presidency for how long? 6 months? A little bit, almost 6 months?
Unfortunately, I think we're getting to the point where you're not allowed to terminate the pregnancy anymore, so I guess we're stuck with him.
What does that mean? What does that
like 6 months is getting too, like, I think at that point you're not allowed to abort it.
I got that point, but when would we have aborted Biden? How?
Well, because, you didn't know whether or not he was going to be a good president. You could have aborted him early, but now it's too late. He's gestated too much.
Oh, yeah. The first couple weeks, he was just a clump of cells, and we didn't do anything about it.
Listen, if you look at him now, he looks like a clump, all right? He's all indescribable, indiscernible.
I'm pretty sure he looked that way prior to the presidency, too.
Well, given that he's, like, the oldest president, yeah, I'm not... Is he the oldest yet?
I think he is. I think he's the oldest elected president. Or, no, he is. He definitely is.
It's so awful. I hate him. I mean, I don't hate him. Well, okay. Well, we'll think about it.
All right, so the topic of this episode, a couple of episodes ago, we did what is the Biden administration going to do in the first 100 days episode? Like, we just went through all the things that Biden said on his campaign, like that he was going to do. We kind of listed them all out. We kind of gave our predictions on whether or not Biden would be able to do them. So here we are. Now we're going to go through the same list. I literally just pulled up the same list, and we're just going to go through them to see if Biden actually, did his campaign promises or kept his promises. And then I have a rating at the very end. Like, that's basically a percentage of things that Biden said he was going to do that he actually did. And we're going to take a look at that number, and it's going to be fun. I like statistics.
Oh, God. Great.
Doesn't math just get you so horny?
Yeah. What gets me going in bed is when they're like, "Hey, do you know what a chi-square test is?" And I'm just like,
Mm.
eyes roll back in my head, and it just pops out.
Do you know what do you know what a T test is? A two-tailed T's test?
I'll show you my two tails.
Two hello?
I
Two.
have one of those forked penises that insects have.
Okay, now we're done with this. All right. Okay, let's talk about stuff that Biden said he was going to do. Okay, so this is what Biden said he was going to do on day one or
Yes.
beforehand, if you remember this. Um, Number one was pushing for immediate coronavirus legislation, which some pieces he did, some pieces he didn't. So one of the things was to expand testing resources and increasing the country's capacity to like make protective equipment for hospitals, things like that. So Biden actually did do this, and I looked at it. He did, increase the testing capacity and increase funding for, protective equipment. So one out of one, Biden did one thing that he said he was going to do.
Hmm.
But then we get to the student loan forgiveness, where Biden said that he was going to cancel 10K in student debt for all Americans. And we all know that that didn't quite happen.
Well, wait, because I just saw something recently about this. Didn't I? Didn't I?
What did you see?
I saw. Hold on. Biden administration cancels additional 55.6 million in student debt.
Yeah, so let me actually explain that because I saw that too. So while Biden didn't do any broad student
Oh,
loan
I'm already
forgiveness,
upset about it.
oh yeah, so while Biden did not do any broad student loan forgiveness, so far since February he has canceled about 3 billion in student loan debt for certain things. Like they're for specific reasons. It's not like a general kind of debt relief thing. And I looked at what those reasons were. So there was 1 billion that was cleared for people who were borrowed that were ripped off by schools. Apparently, they didn't really go any further into detail about what ripped off by these schools means. No idea there, but there was about 1 billion in that. There was 1.3 billion that was cleared for Americans that were described as totally and permanently disabled, which is good. I like that. So, clearing it for disabled people. I'm all about that. And then there was 500 million taken out by former students of this now defunct school, the ITT Technical Institute, who had repeatedly lied to their borrowers about certain things like their abilities to find jobs and to transfer their credits. So they, luckily, all their student loans were forgiven, at least at the federal level. And then, yeah, there was the additional 55 million for some other schools that were also, perpetuating misrepresentations to the students. And those three schools were closed as of now. But yeah, just for like specific reasons, they managed to clear some of the student loan debt. But again, it's like, it's not like the broad stroke student loan debt forgiveness that he said he was going to do. How do you feel about it?
I mean, I'm happy that people who are getting like ripped off or physically can't, function, pay, whatever. I'm happy. Obviously, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But I'm a little unhappy with, I've already ranted about student loan debts on this
Yeah.
podcast, I'm sure, in one of the episodes. So everyone probably knows how I feel about it. And I think there should be much more. He obviously is not going to do it because he said, some bullshit like it's not up to him, it's up to the Senate and the House to pass something for it. But you know what?
Oh, Biden.
Death
Death
to all of them.
to all of them. So I was reading that, according to Biden, in a more recent statement, he said he is still contemplating a 10,000 cut in student debt, but is resisting the larger 50K that a lot of Democrats in Congress are calling for.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's still contemplating that 10K. So we may still see it, but this is in my day one column, so clearly that didn't happen on day one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nor in the
Sad.
first 100 days. So I'm going to give that an X. That didn't
Yes.
happen. For a more
Sadly.
broad category, at least. Other things he said he was going to do, he said he was going to extend the payment pause on student loans, which he did. He extended them, I think, to September, right?
Yeah, but I know they want them to be re-extended again.
They do, yeah. It says here that the education department is pushing Biden to extend them again until at least January of 2022. So we'll see if he actually does that. But I'll give Biden a check there because he did extend the payment pause.
Good for him.
Good for, well, good for him, I guess.
Hmm.
I was just reading also a different article that was like, oh, most Americans don't even know what Biden has done. And it's like, well, it's probably because he hasn't done all that much.
Oh, you're not wrong, I don't think.
I mean, he's done a couple things, the stimulus checks, the American Rescue Plan in general.
I mean, I guess.
I
But like, okay,
guess.
what did the American Rescue Plan even do? That didn't get good marketing. I'll just say that. It didn't
It
get good
it
marketing.
did not get good marketing. But yes, there was the stimulus checks. I believe there was, extending the unemployment and keeping it increased. And then there was some additional money for families with children, for example.
Right.
And there was some other stuff. I agree. It didn't really get good marketing because that's the only three things that I could think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I think there was something with tax cuts in there.
For the
Or
rich.
for the rich. No, I don't think it was for the rich. Um, but anyway, yeah, I agree that they needed to market that a lot better. Anywho, another thing that I had on my list for day one, there was going to be a COVID vaccine distribution plan. We kind of know how that went, I think. Biden was ramping up the vaccine production, or not even really him, Moderna, Pfizer, and those companies were ramping up. They wanted to reach 70% of the U.S. population with one dose by July 4th, and that didn't happen. That's
Yeah.
because a lot of people are not getting the vaccine. What do you think our vaccine number is at, by the way? Don't Google it. What do you
Like a
guess?
like a percentage?
Yeah, how many Americans do you think have had their first dose?
69. No, 60.
60. 69.
No, it's probably something pitiful like 42.
First dose, it is 55.7%.
Okay. Well, what do you have a second dose number?
Second dose is 48.2%.
Well, you know what? At least it's almost the same.
It's almost the same.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad though, a little bit.
Oh, it is because I don't think there's been shortages within the country, so it's not like
No.
there's not enough doses to go around. People just don't want to get vaxxed because people are dumb.
Mm.
Not dumb, ignorant.
It's amazing to me because I thought that at least, two-thirds of Americans would do it. But I saw this 55% number and I was like, wow, that's almost half of Americans like didn't get the
Saying
shot.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that the anti-vax movement right now was so, permeated in so many people.
Well, do you think that all those people are anti-vax?
Well, not anti-vax necessarily, but anti-COVID vax.
Like, I think some of them are just lazy.
Oh, that is a possibility. Yes.
Yeah, honestly, I think some of them are just like, yeah, I don't care. I'm not gonna get it anyway.
Mm. I did look at the number for New Jersey since we live in New Jersey. And I was curious as to what the numbers were in our state because we're a blue state and we were hoping that there would, be more vaccinated people in this state. Our number is 64.4%,
Almost 69.
almost 69. And then our second dose is 56%.
Okay, still very close together. I like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's still not at that 70% mark. There are some states with like 80 plus percent. Like Massachusetts, I think is around 80% first dose. Like,
How does the
go them.
population compare, though?
What do you mean? Oh, the number of people?
Yeah, yeah, compared to Jersey.
Oh, well, Jersey's a lot of people. It's a
It
lot of
has the highest people per square mile or some shit of any
Yeah, because we're
state.
a tiny state, but so many people are packed into it.
New Jersey can fit a lot of stuff inside of it.
New Jersey can pack some fudge. Anyway,
Some fudge. Triggered. I'm having flashbacks to when I was called a fudge packer as a child.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. All right, let's talk about stuff besides COVID.
Oh,
Um,
but they said besides fudge packing.
besides fudge packing, no. I didn't want to talk about that in the first place. If you don't sign
Uh,
out this, if you don't sign out this episode as fudge packer,
I'm a
I
fudge
swear.
packer. Oh my God. My dad will finally feel validated.
No.
Uh,
If you are anybody, don't call a suspected gay kid a fudge packer.
no, don't, please don't.
Don't do it. All right. Economy. Let's talk about the economy. So Biden said,
Girl, I'm not gonna do it. I did
"Girl,
it.
I did it." So Biden said that he was going to reverse the Trump corporate tax cut. Because if you remember, Trump cut the corporate tax rate from 28% to 21%. Biden said that he was going to engage it, push it back up to 28%. He did not do that, obviously.
Is there a reason?
He's trying to get Congress to do it. And, Congress is Congress, obviously, and everything's going to get filibustered.
Did Trump do that by executive order?
He did it by reconciliation when they had the Senate.
Oh, well, just do it by executive, bitch. Just flaunt your executive order power. Come on. Like, it's there for a reason.
But yeah, so I think the plan is currently, like, I'm still in the day one column, so Biden clearly didn't do this on day one.
Yeah.
But I think his plan, at least from what I've read, is to push that corporate tax cut in through the infrastructure plan.
Yes,
And
which
I
is
don't,
never going to get passed.
well, I don't know if you've heard, but there are kind of two things that they plan to pass for the infrastructure bill. One of them they're trying to get bipartisan support on, and it's more general, like, money for bridges and roads, etc.
Yeah.
And then the second part of the infrastructure plan they are probably going to do through reconciliation so it doesn't get filibustered. And that thing is going to include hopefully the corporate tax the corporate tax increase, and hopefully some climate change stuff. I would really love to see, some climate action. That's actually going to be another point that I make literally on my next bullet. But we haven't seen a lot of climate action coming from Biden's administration so far.
He's just biding his time.
He's biding his. We don't have time.
I know we don't have time. I know, but he's biding his time.
One of the main things I'll say, and I'll tell this to anyone, when they say, like, "Oh, was Trump's presidency really that bad?" And the first thing I'll say is yes, because Trump twiddled his thumbs about climate action and did nothing, and we wasted 4 years of time, precious time that we could have used to, cut our carbon emissions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. It was pretty
Listen,
bad.
I'm totally on board with the world just ending in fire. Like, I'm totally on board. Sorry, I've given up. Sorry, Zoomers. Sorry, other millennials. I've given up. I've let the Gen Z, or Gen Xers, and the baby boomers have broken my soul.
I mean, we're gonna end up in hell anyway, so
Honestly, it's about time I prepare myself.
bring on the fire. All the heat waves going on right now, man.
Ugh.
Jeez.
Through the fire and the flames.
Through the fire and the flames. All right, some other stuff on here. Biden said he was going to re-enter the Paris Climate Accord. He did do that on his first day as president, so that's good. And also, like I said, we're still waiting to see any actual action on climate. I even wrote here, like, I think we expect some of it to come through in the infrastructure plan through reconciliation. But right now, we have not heard anything. So rest in peace in pieces.
You know what else is on fire?
My asshole?
My asshole from all these anal fissures.
From the anal fissure. Why? Okay. There was another thing. Oh God, extend the Voting Rights Act was another thing that Biden said he was gonna do. No, the For the People Act got filibustered in June. Yeah, we didn't really talk about that on the podcast because we were too busy with Pride, I think.
I'm just so okay. I'm just so upset that filibuster is a thing, and I know people want to get rid of it, and some people want to modify it, whatever, and I just want to burn in hell right alongside me, obviously. And I'm also just so mad that the Democrats have their majority, and still can't do stuff. It just goes to show that the government doesn't actually run the way it says it runs.
No, the government doesn't run at all, basically.
So I think it's
Burn
time
it
to get rid
down.
of it. It's time to get rid of it.
Burn it down. Yes.
This is now an anarchist podcast. Sorry for the quick change of pace, but yeah, we're now only promoting anarchist beliefs, and that's what we're
If
doing.
you're not into it, click to another podcast.
Yeah, if you're not into it, get into it
This is the Gay
because
Anarchy podcast now. I'm changing the name.
that is the gay agenda, anarchy.
Anarchy.
Yes, yes, yes. I love this.
Amazing. So yeah, that didn't happen. Rip.
Hmm,
Ooh, immigration. Ooh, there's a lot of stuff going on with immigration.
there is.
So on day one, Biden said he pledged to make the DACA or DACA permanent.
DACA.
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 DACA, DACA. Doesn't matter. It's an acronym.
Yes, it matters.
Why does it's an acronym? DACA, DACA. What is it? DACA.
It's called DACA. Everyone calls it DACA.
It's an acronym. It doesn't matter how it's pronounced.
You wouldn't pronounce like, well, give me another acronym.
The FBI. FUBA.
No, one that's actually pronounced, not one that's spelled. You shit. Um,
What are some acronyms that are I don't know. Who?
FINRA?
Who?
Who? Yeah, you wouldn't go, whoa.
Woohoo! It's me, Mario.
Fucking Mario over there. Yeah, it matters. You wouldn't say DACA or whatever you said.
I said
It's
DACA.
DACA.
No, I
No,
said
it is. No, you said
I said DACA.
DACA?
No, I
DACA.
DACA. DACA.
Get in DACA.
Get
It's
into
DACA. It's DACA and who, not whoa.
What? Wanho maybe.
Oh, that picture. Okay, so there's this thing, really, really quick. Have you ever like heard of the thing that people like watching someone like grip like the bed sheets, or like they like watching someone like grip something?
They like watching someone grip something.
Like not like it's not like a voyeur kind of thing, but like like you'll see like the person like put their hand on the bed, just like grip the sheet really tightly, and some people are into that.
Mm,
Okay, so that's a thing. Now you know.
okay.
There was that one ho picture on his Instagram of him. It's just a part of his leg and his hand on the bed, and the hand is like slightly crimping the sheets. And I was like, if they just had a video of him just gripping it, it would get so many likes.
Oh my god.
Now, please continue. Please continue.
Thank you for my innocent ears. Thank you for corrupting them.
Oh, I'll corrupt your ears, honey.
And also all the children that listen to our podcast, you're corrupting them as well. This is not a child.
Children.
This is not a child-friendly podcast. If anyone's listening to this and you are a child, this is not a child-friendly podcast.
Yeah. I don't know why you're here, but you better get out.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can stay if you really want to, but just don't tell your parents that you're listening.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Right. So DACA, DACA,
DACA, DACA.
DACA. So right, Biden has not done anything to make it permanent. It's still around, because the federal
Yeah.
judge blocked Trump from being able to get rid of it. So it's still around, but like also it's not really like working right now. I don't know if you've read anything about this.
No.
It's not like mainstream media because it took me. I had to find an article from the Chicago Sun that actually talked about it.
Strange,
So it
but
says
okay.
that between January and March, there were 50,000 applications for DACA, whatever. But only 1.5% of those applications were approved. So
Why?
they're moving along really. They're really understaffed apparently, and they're spiritually battered, quote unquote, according to this article.
Spiritually battered. Okay, cool.
Spiritually battered. So yeah, they're moving slowly. They're very understaffed. And they're spiritually battered. And there is a court case going on in Texas that might just shoot down DACA entirely. And then if that
DACA.
happens, DACA. If that happens, then it might end up in the Supreme Court to rule on it in the first place. And yeah, we haven't really heard much from the White House about it. They're basically just calling on Congress to do something about it.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's like calling like a fucking corpse to
Of
do
course.
anything.
It's like
Like
calling
it's
on Mitch
dead.
McConnell.
It's dead, honey. It's not gonna do anything.
Yeah,
Oh my
anything that
God.
they do is going to get filibustered by Republicans. So I don't know why they're trying to play this game. Like, hello,
Ugh. They just want to play the Mitch McConnell circle jerk, basically.
ew. I do not want to think
Where,
about Mitch
where
McConnell
like
being circle jerked on.
it's Mitch McConnell, Kirsten Sinema, and fucking Joe Manchin with
Ah,
a bunch of other dumb Republicans like Ted Cruz and shit, just circle jerking each other.
ah, ew.
And Kirsten obviously wouldn't, because she doesn't have a penis, as far as I know. So it'd be something to do with her business.
Well, listen, even if she did, I wouldn't judge her. I would judge her based on her dumbass
Oh,
policies.
I don't
Uh,
care if she. I don't care if Kirsten Cinema has a penis. That should be the title of this episode.
Kristen Stidham has a penis.
No,
No.
no, 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 no. I don't care if Kirsten Cinema has a penis. We're not stating that she does. I don't care if she had
Oh.
one. The problem is her policy, not her penis.
Oh my god. Do you think that would generate clicks? I might do it. We'll see.
Yes, that would. I love that.
Oh my god. All right, I'm over it. Anyway, so yeah, nothing there in terms of DACA. Nothing new. Um, oh, there was the whole family separation thing too. So it says on day one, Biden said he planned to pass an executive order establishing a task force focused on reuniting children and parents separated at the border. So Biden actually did do this. He signed the executive order. The task force was created. Do you know how many children were actually reunited with their parents due to this task
Two.
force? 7. Seven, according to this article that came out in June. But it also says that in the coming weeks from this article that came out in June, that 29 more families were planning to be reunited. So hopefully, if the 29 panned out, plus the 7, it was about 36 families.
I want to know out of how many.
2,000? Yeah, they're doing well. They're doing well down there. Hashtag sarcasm. They're not doing well.
I'm spiritually battered from hearing that.
I'm also spiritually battered. So yeah, there's still a lot of kids. They don't know where the parents are. That they're still separated from them, and it's
Jesus
it's a
Christ.
struggle down at the border. There's also one thing. What is this? Oh yeah, Biden said he's gonna immediately rescind the travel ban, Trump's travel ban. He actually did do that. Biden rescinded Trump's travel ban, so that's a +1 for Biden on that one at least.
Well, thank God.
Well, thank God. There's a couple more. Ooh, this one, yeah. This one is fun. So Biden said that he will take away funding toward the continued construction of Trump's border wall, but he wouldn't take down any parts that were already built. So Biden did during Trump's presidency, he signed an executive order to divert some military funds to build the wall. Biden did divert those funds back to the military, so that's one good thing.
I mean, okay.
However, the Department of Justice is apparently still sizing land for border wall construction. So
Um,
a lot of people are contemplating, like, will the Biden administration actually just continue building the wall? What's going on there?
if that happens, I will laugh my small but supple ass off.
Ew. Small but supple.
It's small but supple, yeah.
Honestly, I thought you were saying your asshole was small but supple, and I was like,
No, that thing is on fire and gaping for all my anal fissures.
you know that Netflix show that
Oh
everyone's talking
God.
about, Q Force. You know that?
Yeah, okay. Put a pin in my thing. We'll come back to it later. Go
What was your
on.
thing?
No, go on. We'll come back. Don't worry.
What were you talking about?
The other show, Sex Life on Netflix?
Oh, okay, right. Let's. So Q Force. Have you seen the
Yeah.
trailers and stuff for it? How it's really
Yeah,
like
yeah.
stereotypical gay stuff.
Okay, well, I'm gonna let you have your piece first. Say what you will about it.
Okay. No, I just find it funny that, a lot of the gay community is like, that's not how we talk. Like, stop stereotyping us. And then me and you out here literally talking about anal fissures. Like,
Okay, here's the thing. So I saw the trailer, and at first I was like, okay,
okay.
whatever. But then I listened to a podcast with Matt Rogers, and Matt Rogers worked on the show. He's a voice actor and co-wrote it. He's gay. And apparently, a lot of the writers and actors on the show are queer. And he said that they didn't make the trailer, Netflix did. And Netflix is just trying, I mean, Netflix obviously did not encapsulate what the show really is.
Mm-hmm.
It just encapsulated the highlight bits where they're doing the stereotypical stuff. And Matt Rogers is basically like, you're gonna get that stuff because that's actually what happens. Like that's how people talk in the queer community. That's the circumstances you often find yourself in. But there's a whole bunch of other stuff as well. And he's like, you're gonna hear his character is the one that's like a very suggestive twink, basically, I think. Or like he's very suggestive in the way he talks. He's like, yeah, you're gonna hear me talk about like my ass and like dicks and shit, and that's just what it's gonna be because that's what the character is, and you can get over it. And I was like, go off.
Go off.
He said basically like it is so hard to get queer content made anywhere, let alone on a streaming service. So just this existing is a win for queer people, and honestly, I agree with him. So anyone who's shitting on the trailer, how about you just wait till it comes out, watch it, consume it, support the queer content, and then you'll get more queer content that you think is more quote unquote representative of the queer life that you live.
Ooh.
Suck my dick, people. Oh my god. I'm
Ooh.
so upset that like the queer community is upset that queer content creators are creating content, getting it published on a major streaming service in a field that normally you don't see a lot of animated gay stuff or queer content, and they're gonna shit on it without even seeing it. Suck a big fat dick.
Suck my
Honestly.
ass.
Suck my ass, my anal fissures. Sorry,
Ew.
I got so mad of all the shit it was getting. I was like, it hasn't even come out yet, folks. Everyone, chill out.
The trailer was bad, though. The trailer was bad.
I will say the trailer is not great. Like, but then hearing him say like it's not representative of like everything, and that even that stuff is in there, like you have to get over it because you're getting content that's being created by a lot of queer people. So it's gonna have a lot of different types of queerness in it. You're gonna have the, super flamboyant gay. You're gonna have, I'm sure there'll be like a butch lesbian thrown in there somewhere, but that's because those things actually exist. Like stereotypes exist because someone observed something and then extrapolated it on the whole group, which, isn't always the best thing, but they do, people like that do exist. When I heard the flamboyant boy, was like, well, I vibe with that. I'm like that sometimes.
Are you, though?
Sometimes, yeah.
Sometimes.
Girl, please.
Girl.
Usually when I have a few drinks to me, but it's honestly true. Like they need to chill. Daddy, chill.
You are wearing your backwards baseball cap, trying to look like a tool out in here. Anyway.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
For anyone who isn't watching the YouTube video, Pat just pretended to eat an asshole. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, back to what was I saying?
Biden.
Oh
Terrible
yeah,
president.
how they might still continue the border wall depending on what the DOJ is doing. Like, there are some suspicions that he may continue the wall, which I will kill myself if he does. Not literally, but still.
Okay, honey.
Hello. And then there's also this quote here: Biden wants to reform the U.S. asylum system and just generally the treatment of the people at the border. So yeah, I kind of said this, but we haven't really seen anything substantial for border reform. But I did read an article from WSJ from July 2nd that said that the Biden administration is planning major policy changes at the border coming this summer. That includes the ending of Title 42, which is the public health emergency order that basically blocks all migrants from Mexico, basically from crossing the border. Mostly because of COVID, but now that, vaccine distribution is somewhat high, and COVID cases are going down, they're going to try to get rid of that. Also, there's going to be some reopening of some travel ports between Mexico and the U.S. that were previously closed, but obviously there needs to be policies in place to replace, some of the Trump administration ones. So we'll see what happens, but we haven't seen anything yet.
Okay.
This one, all about police reform. So Biden said that he would create a National Police Oversight Commission within his first 100 days of taking office. Their job would be to help overhaul policing, and invest money into policing measures, community policing across the U.S. So that was nixed entirely in April. Like they straight up said, we're not doing this.
Did they give a reason?
Yes, I have a direct quote from Susan Rice. Um,
Ah,
Yes. So
yes.
it says, based on close, respectful consultation with partners in the civil rights community, the administration made the considered judgment that a police commission at this time would not be the most effective way to deliver on our top priority in this area, which is to sign the George Floyd Justice in Policing Act into law. So yes, they nixed it. And they just kind of want to focus on passing legislation through Congress. But of course, anything they try to do is going to get filibustered. So I don't know what the point there is.
Yeah, also, I don't know the specifics of the George Floyd bill, but would it cover what that commission would have done? Is that the thing? Like it was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's like irrelevant because the bill will do what this wants to do.
Yeah, they
But
basically said it was kind of redundant because they wanted to pass this bill.
but the commission doesn't require you to pass a bill to form the commission, though. So at least it would have gotten stuff started, like more
Exactly.
research,
Yeah.
more outreach, more visibility that the government wants to take this as a serious issue instead of forming a bill that will never get passed, which is just showing us that the government, once again, doesn't really work the way we'd like it to. And then you just
Yeah.
people get dismayed. So I think it was a dumb decision. I hate it, and I'm mad.
I'm mad too. The George Floyd Act did pass the House, but it didn't do
Well,
anything
of
in the
course
Senate.
it did. Yeah.
The last time it was even actioned on in Congress was July of 2020. So a year ago.
Right. Yeah, because, fucking fuckers.
Anyway, I did read an NPR article from June 24th, so a couple weeks ago. It says that lawmakers reached a bipartisan framework for police reform, but there's still a lot of work left to be done. So if there is some sort of
Yeah.
bipartisan framework, then we'll see what happens. But for some reason, I highly doubt they'll be able to get 10 Republicans on board in order
Oh,
to pass
yeah.
this through the Senate.
Yeah, I don't think so.
My last one. This is my last item on the list of all the stuff that I said Biden would do. Biden said he would pick up the pieces of Donald Trump's broken foreign affairs policy and rejoin, the Paris Climate Accord. And wait, did I say that one already? I don't even know.
You did. You did.
I did say that one already. But also that he would start the Climate World Summit to assist nations with high carbon emissions to take climate action. The Climate Summit did happen. It happened in April 2021, which apparently brought together a whole bunch of world leaders to talk about the climate crisis. And they outlined this whole plan, but nothing has been actioned on yet in the U.S.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about that either. Everyone likes to talk about doing shit.
Yeah, it's all talk, but no action. But I'll give Biden a +1 for that because he did have the climate, summit. What?
I think about that stupid. I sent it to you. I don't remember if you know, but it's from like I think it's from one of the Metal Gear Solid games where he's like typical politician, um, like all all dick but no cum.
I think I know what video you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like typical politician, all dick no cum. I think that's what it is. But that's basically what happens. Like it's all talk no bite. It's all like it's just they outline everything they have to do and they can never get done.
Yeah, and it's just because our government is dumb and the filibuster is dumb.
You ever think that like dictatorships actually might be a good thing if the person was cool? Like authoritarian, but like really chill.
How y'all doing?
Hi. Because like, the authoritative dictator gets stuff done because they rule with absolute power. So if it was like a chill dude who's just like, I'm gonna absolutely rule in like the chillest way possible.
Oh my God! Like if it's a monarchy and the king is just really cool and just
Yeah, like what if we just made Bernie king and he had total power, but he was like, I'm just gonna rule with a gentle, well-gloved mitten fist.
well gloved mittens. Yes.
Because his mittens
The
when he was
Bernie
at the
mittens, yes.
inauguration. Yeah.
Hashtag Bernie for dictator.
No. Bernie for king, not dictator. We're not gonna use such loaded language.
Oh my God, hee hee ha ha. If anyone listens to this podcast and they're like on the right wing side, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is the left wing thinking?"
Did you see that I'm sorry, wait, before we go on, do you have anything else you want to add to your Biden thing?
Yes, my last thing was the score because I
Oh,
finished my
yes,
list.
right. Yeah, yeah, go on, tell me.
So the percentage of items on the list that Biden actually did, and I was very lenient in what I said that he was able to do.
Yeah.
57%, or 8 out of 14. That's not a passing grade.
Okay,
That's a fail. That's a fail grade.
it is a failure, but the United States school system isn't the best. A lot of people fail, but still get through with a degree because of some shady shit that happens, you
Oh yeah,
know.
that's what's gonna happen with this administration too.
Yeah, I'm sure like this because I had this suspicion going in. I was like, this administration is not going to do like that much, but looking back, people are going to think it's great because it has lovely contrast to Trump's administration.
Well, yeah,
Um,
but also like the whole, it really doesn't seem like he's doing much. Um, which I'm sure they're like trying to do things, but again, with the way Congress works, it's hard to do anything.
yeah, as I get older, I'm just getting more and more progressive and left-leaning and liberal, and I am getting more and more tired
Same.
of how slow everything is. But anyway, back to what I was going to say before. Two things. One, did you see that complete and total idiot Marjorie Taylor Thompson Green bitch? How basically a while ago she made some comments about, comparing, I think it was like comparing Republicans to like not like Jews during the Holocaust or some shit like
Oh
that.
my God, yeah, because the whole mask thing or whatever, or
So then
vaccine.
she went to like a Holocaust museum for education purposes. Then she gives like this speech afterwards about how terrible the Holocaust was and how she shouldn't have done what she did. And then I think like a week later, she once again made some sort of comparison,
Oh, what my
an
God.
unfair comparison to people in the Holocaust and some group that's not experiencing anywhere near as much trauma. So she's still an awful human being in case
Oh
anyone
yeah,
was.
obviously. And you know what's funny though? She's gonna get reelected, like very, very easily.
What state is she from?
Georgia,
Do we need that one?
no.
Okay, get rid of it.
Oh well, the Georgia's redistricting is up to Republicans, so it's still gonna be there.
Isn't Asa from Georgia?
He is, yeah.
Okay, there's like one good thing about Georgia.
John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock, and the fact that
Oh, okay.
they did vote blue, this
They
election,
they did. They did vote
but
blue.
that's only because of the Atlanta area. So,
Yeah. The other thing I want to talk about was the thing I wanted to talk about before that I put a pin in. Netflix show Sex Life. Now I haven't watched it. I don't plan on watching it. I have no interest. But of course there's this TikTok thing where I don't know if you've seen it.
oh my God, I know what you're talking about. Go
People
ahead.
record their reactions to a certain scene.
Yes, I know
Have you
because I watched it. I saw it.
you saw the
I
scene?
saw the scene
Okay, here we go. I
because
saw
I was
all the
curious.
TikToks. Yeah, I saw the TikToks and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do it. So then I'm like, all right, Kelly, this is the thing, we're gonna watch it. So then I put it to like 19 minutes and like 20 seconds because I wanted to get some of the backstory to whatever I was about to see.
Yeah.
Ma- What
It's a
I
giant
saw.
penis. We know.
No! It was no, don't let the listeners. All right, listeners, I'm sorry, just spoiled it. But if you it's it's flaccid, first of all.
It was, yeah, but it was still huge. It was
It
like a
was
fucking elephant trunk coming out of this man's lower body.
all I have to say is now Netflix. I've never watched a Netflix show that was so like overtly graphic with the penis. Um, so or maybe there was like one in passing, but that was like full centered, three-fourths turn penis,
Yeah.
well lit. Like it's not like some dark room where you see like a shadow and you're like, oh, it's a dick. No, this was like you saw everything. And it was the only question I have now is when that man was getting cast for the role, was one of the recommendations or obligations to have a
To
giant
have a
flaccid penis?
like maybe, or was it edited? Who knows? Was it
Like
real?
was it like they met him as an actor like he's good for the role, but then they realized he had a giant dick and then wrote that scene into the script just for him because his penis is ash because like okay, it's flaccid that large.
when
Now I'm
would
wondering now I'm wondering
when would they
if
have
it's
realized?
because walking down the street, the thing probably smacks into
Oh my
nearby foliage. So what I'm thinking is, Now, does when it gets hard, does it just look like that hard, or does it get even bigger?
I feel like when you have penises that big, like they don't get like, they don't go up. They just like go down more.
Gravity, the gravity is a bitch. It just pulls it
It
down.
pulls it down more. My goodness.
I hope he is the mythical grower slash shower, where he shows up. It's obviously large, and it just gets larger.
What if he's a shrinker?
He gets hard and just like a tic
It
tac.
goes back to normal size or
No, quote unquote normal because this man's is abnormal.
Oh my god. If anyone wants to see this giant penis, if you're a
Yeah,
child,
so
don't.
it's
If you're a child, don't do this.
no. It's Sex Life episode 3. Go to 19 minutes and like 40 seconds. And then it's a shower scene. If you see the shower, you'll know you're in the right spot. And it's the character looks at the penis because the whole thing is that he like I think like his girlfriend, current wife or whatever, liked that man. They were used to be together, so he wanted to check him out to see like what he was working with, to see like what his wife was into.
Yeah.
He looks and look of shock, the shock. Just
His face. Oh, and then he's
he
like,
turns
damn
around. Yeah, he's like, "Damn it, my penis is only like 3/4, half that size." You know what? Big dick representation matters in media.
it. Does it? I think small dick representation
No,
matters
because
in
some of
media.
us, listen, some of us out here, me included, just
You're
have
so
these
modest.
giant fucking penises.
Shut the fuck up. I'm ending this episode
And we
here.
have so much. We just no, yeah, you're right. We need more. We need more. We need all variety of dick in media.
Oh my god. Free the dick.
Hashtag free the dick. Get that
Hashtag
trending.
free the dick. Anyway, I'm done with this. So we're going to end the episode here, unless you have anything else you want to talk about.
Oh no, I'm good after that. I'm probably just gonna go back and watch Sex Life episode 3, 19 minutes and 40 seconds really quick.
Yeah, then just pause it.
I'm
and then,
gonna put it on loop. I'm gonna put it on loop.
put it on loop, and then you get the lotion out.
Lotion? I'm not a fucking child anymore. I have lube.
Oh,
Getting the fucking Lubriderm lotion or aloe vera out like I'm literally 12.
oh my god, you like water-based lube though? You're a weirdo.
Because it's oh my god. Here we go. Water-based lube requires more applications, but it's better and easier on the ass, I feel like. Silicone is
You're not the
great,
one getting
but-
fucked in the ass, so how do you know?
First of all, you don't know me. Second of all, the silicone, like the viscous petroleum jelly shit, like it's nice because you don't have to reapply, but it builds up, and I don't like it.
No, but yeah, once you get soap up in there, and then it's good. It clears away very easily.
I know, but with my fissures, soap touches it and it burns.
Okay, all right. Now I'm signing out the episode. Thanks everyone for listening / watching to this episode of What Did the Gays Think? If you don't follow us on Twitter, go ahead and give us a follow there. Our Twitter is at WDTGT Podcast. That's WDTGT Podcast. Also, if you're on the YouTube channel, go ahead and like and subscribe. Get notified when new videos come out. Also, leave us a comment. We love looking at the comments. I think they're funny. And recently, a lot of the comments have been spam. These random people have been screaming "date me" with like these with like these links to click on. I'm like, get out of my video. So get rid of that. Comment on the video so that I can actually see some real comments from you guys.
Yeah, please.
Instead of these weird spam comments. We're also on Twitch, so come give us a follow there. We stream sometimes, Come give us a follow there. It's What Do the Gamers Think? That's GAYMERS. What Do the Gamers Think? And yeah, if you're on any podcast platform, go ahead, leave us a rating or subscribe to the podcast to get notified when new episodes come out. Yeah, Pat, is there anything you want to say to our audience?
No, I think I'm good. I think I've talked myself tired.
Okay. I mean, we are sleepy. It's almost 11 p.m. now on a Sunday.
It is.
It's time to go to bed, honestly.
It surely is.
All right. Thanks, everyone. I am Matt Klubeck.
And I have an abnormally large penis, Patrick.
Modesty.
Modesty.
Modesty. Anyway, goodbye.
Goodbye.